Thank God this season is almost over. What is going on YouTube and the great people of the internet? It is your boy ThunderBuddy29 here, and yep, I am finally back. And today I am going to be making my final review of what I thought of this 30-day Star Wars season. Because let me just tell you, this season was really boring, and I'm very glad that it's almost over. Now, before I go too deep into this video, first of all, I just want to thank you all so much for the happy birthday wishes that you've been giving me during these past few days. I really appreciate that a lot. And second of all, I hope you enjoyed the videos that you see here on the channel. And if you do enjoy this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button, smash the like button down below, share this with your friends, and hit that bell so you will never miss another video. But anyways, without further ado, let's get right into this video. Alright folks, so honestly, I really don't know how to start this video. But I think the first thing I can definitely say is, out of all collab-themed seasons that we've seen in Fortnite, I think this was the worst one by far. This season was just very fucking boring. And no, it's not because it's a collab-themed season or because it's a Star Wars-themed season. No. I'm not against the idea of Fortnite making a Star Wars-themed season, but this season was just very lazy and very boring. And I'm sure a lot of people can agree as well. I mean, the player count spoke for itself. But the real question is, why did I think this season was boring? Why did I not like this season? Well, for me, I think it's pretty simple. The first thing I'm going to talk about is the map. Now, usually Fortnite always does a good job with their maps, even during some of the worst of seasons. But unfortunately, I cannot say the same for this season, because these map changes were very fucking lazy. Going from Season 2, the only thing that they changed during this season was they added 4 new locations, and they were all put on the 4 corner edges of the map, and they pretty much just called it a day. Even though the locations themselves were not that bad, you still gotta admit, that is pretty fucking lazy. I figured they at least should have put something in the middle of the map, kinda like what we've seen in past seasons, but no, they decided to put all of them on the edges of the map. It's almost like they don't want you to land at these locations because they're so far away from everything. And with that being said, it honestly kind of made me feel like that Season 2 never ended and it was still going on, even though it really wasn't, because of how little they changed the map this season. Besides the map, they had changed the entire loophole, got rid of every single Fortnite gun just to replace it with Star Wars blasters, and they added a racist AI voice Darth Vader.
Spanish? A useful tongue for smugglers and spice traders. Its strategic value is...
About the AI Darth Vader, I think that's a video for another day. But to get back on topic, the next thing I'm going to talk about is number 2, Fortnite was slowly losing its identity. It honestly did not feel like Fortnite anymore. Instead, it felt like I was playing a game like Star Wars Battlefront, especially like what I just said. The blasters had replaced the entire Fortnite loot pool. You have flying vehicles, and all the other Star Wars weapons that we've seen in every previous Star Wars event. Like, if I wanted to play this kind of Star Wars game, I would honestly quit Fortnite and go play a game like Battlefront. And as much as I criticized Chapter 2 Season 4, one thing that it really did a good job on was it kept and preserved Fortnite's identity while at the same time they had all their Marvel stuff in the game. Like, you still had Fortnite weapons and you also had Marvel weapons. And in a way, this season was kind of like a blast from the past. It feels like every Star Wars event that Fortnite had done in the past was all meshed together into this one season, well, with the changes of the entire loot pool, having Star Wars blasters, and having overpowered flying vehicles. And with that being said, this is going to take me to reason number 3. And number 3, the overpowered weapons. This season was an overpowered clusterfuck. A lot of these weapons were so overpowered to the point that it made this season unplayable. And like what I just said before, you had the lightsabers, the overpowered flying vehicles, and on top of that, you also have Emperor Palpatine's Force Lightning. And definitely cannot forget to mention this, in one of the most recent updates, you also have the Star Destroyer. And holy God, this by far has got to be one of the most broken things that was ever put into Fortnite. The Star Destroyer is so broken and overpowered to the point that it's more OP than the Infinity Blade, the Brutes, the cars with mounted turrets, or even any of the Marvel mythics. If somebody in a Star Destroyer is shooting at you, you're dead. It's pretty much game over at that point. Unless if you get lucky and the guy's a terrible shot, but even then, that is very unlikely because it literally takes no skill to use this thing. Sitting on a turret and spamming RT literally takes no skill at all. Even trying to hide in a tall building is still not going to save you. Like I said, this has to be one of the most broken, overpowered things Fortnite had ever put into their game. Honestly, I would not be surprised if this was one of the big reasons why a lot of people had lost interest in the season and why people got really burnt out of this season. And with this being said, this is going to take me to my final thoughts and conclusion. This season was a huge disappointment. And for this being a Star Wars season and a 30-day season, you would think that Fortnite would surge in popularity again, like how they did during the OG season and the Chapter 2 season. But with this season, it was the exact opposite. This season was just not interesting and it was just boring. This season had caused me to experience one of the biggest burnouts that I've ever had with this game. And I'm sure a lot of people can relate as well. I mean, like what I said in the beginning of this video, the player count spoke for itself. Fortnite's player counts had sunken to new lows, the lowest it had ever been since last summer, which was Chapter 5 Season 3. Because it was just not interesting. It just felt like a repeat of everything that they have done in the past, except they added in a few new things, and that was it. And all of the overpowered shit on top of everything else is also what made it boring as well. These might be some hot takes here, but I feel like this season should have just been like a 1 or 2 week event instead of a 1 month long season. And secondly, I feel like Fortnite just cared more about racking up as much of people's cash as possible rather than making a good season. The Battle Pass was a great example of this, because this Battle Pass was absolutely dog shit. It was even worse than the second Marvel season. And more than half of the characters featured in the trailer were not even Battle Pass skins, instead were item shop skins. They could have been, but they weren't. Which honestly, is one of the reasons why I don't buy Battle Passes anymore. And I haven't bought Battle Passes in years because I feel like Fortnite just flops with them on purpose because they want you to empty your wallets on the item shop, which costs more than the skins that you would get in a Battle Pass. This season was just a boring, overpowered clusterfuck, and honestly, I am just glad that it's about over. But anyways, what did you guys think of this season? Tell me in the comments. Like this video and subscribe if you agree. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter/X. I love you all to death. And until next time, I will see you all in the next video. And this is ThunderBuddy29. Sign off.